What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're coming back to Phinehas. Yes, indeed, Phinehas Fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Brian Savino, and this is actually Brian's prioritized request for the month of July for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Brian. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Brian wanted to see me react to this. It is Phinehas with a tune called In the Night.
Tonight. Phones are open, folks.
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Solid State Records, okay? And the video has 240,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Phinehas in the Night listening video. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
think what we just heard, I think that was the chorus. That's nice. I like the chorus. The melodic singing really fits. I like the fact that they went into the halftime feel for the chorus. I wasn't quite sure what they were going to do with it. I mean, bands will usually either go straight time, usually, or sometimes they'll start straight time and go into halftime. They went right into halftime and stayed there the whole time for the chorus. It worked. It absolutely worked. They've been playing around with feel quite a bit. We've had straight time. We've had double time in the verses, straight time in the verses. It feels like they've pretty much kept the halftime feel for the chorus, which is, again, smart. It's not a bad way to go, keeping it to keeping a specific feel exclusively for one part of the song. The guitar work, the bass work, the drumming, very clean across the board. Absolutely clean. I like everything I'm hearing from them. Vocally, it's not bad. Even the grit and growl, it's not bad. I mean, it is. There are times where the grit and growl is just pure grit and growl, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. But there are other parts where the grit and growl has a melodic undertone to it. Like, you could hear a pitch. It doesn't happen every time, but there are a number of times where the grit and growl was happening, and you could actually hear a pitch. You had to look for it, but it was there. And then, of course, the clean vocal coming in for I believe is the chorus. Very nice job. It's pretty well balanced. If it hadn't been for the melodic undertones that I've been finding in certain spots with the grit and growl, it'd be unbalanced. It'd be, way too much grit and growl and not nearly enough melodic singing, at least for my taste. But the melodic undertones are helping quite a bit, keeping it pretty even keel. Oh wow, we only got 2 minutes left. Let's finish this up and we'll get to the review. Straight time. Now that's interesting. This time, through what I believe is the chorus, now they're doing straight time with the snare on 1 and 3 instead of 2 and 4. Kind of a compromise between straight time and halftime. It's got the snare on 3 like you would have for halftime, but it's also got a snare hit on 1, giving it that straight time feel. That's interesting. That was a pretty short fade. I mean, it's a linear fade, so they're just, linear fading it out, but usually linear fades will last like 10, 12 seconds. I felt like it was over in like 6 or 7. How long was that linear fade? The start of the fade, it was 10 seconds. I don't know why, but it feels shorter than that. Okay, in all fairness, it's gone. Okay, so it was actually 7 seconds in length. Interesting. It is a little short for linear fade then. 7 seconds, it's a little short. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they went with a shorter fade, shorter in length. That's interesting. It's noticeable. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just a little awkward. I don't think it's going to have any effect on the score, though. I think it's fine. It's just different. Okay, let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Phinehas with In the Night. This was a request from Brian Savino, and this was actually Brian's prioritized request for the month of July for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Brian. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. There's really not a lot to talk about, in all honesty. The song is very straightforward, actually. Let's do the score, and I think everybody will pretty much get an idea of what I mean by that. Let's start off with that score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.2. Yep, 7.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, the 7.2. What does that mean? Well, a 7.2 would translate to a really good scale rating, so I think it's a really good song. It would translate to 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. So there you go, a 7.2, really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. If I remember correctly, this is my second reaction to Phinehas. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong about this because my memory is not the greatest. But if I remember correctly, I think I gave my first reaction to Phinehas. It was in the mid 6s, I think. It was like, I think it was 6.5 or 6.6, maybe 6.4. It was in that range. I'm almost positive we were in the mid 6s. This is definitely, in my opinion, this is definitely a step up. A lot of good things happening for this. First of all, the song's very straight ahead. I mean, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, back to the intro for the main riff, but it was very short, into the verse again, pre-chorus, chorus again. We had a little bit of a solo section, which was nice, ending out with the chorus. Very nicely done. We had the outro with a linear fade. Okay, song structure makes perfect sense. It was very well designed, very cleanly designed, stereotypically designed to some extent. Yes, I mean there's a ton of songs that follow that exact same format. Is there anything wrong with that? No, it works. It works. It works perfectly fine for lots of other bands. So there's no reason it can't work for these guys.
It just works. It just fucking works.
It was kind of nice to have that little bit of anticipatability, if I'm being honest, because I was like looking for the chorus, and when I heard that pre-chorus part coming, I'm like, okay, chorus is coming up next, right? And when the delivery was there, it was nice. It felt good. The chorus is the hook, without question. The melodic singing makes a big difference in the chorus. Adding the more melodic elements you can add to the chorus, the better your odds of creating a hook for as many people listening to the song as possible. Remember, when I talk about the hook, I'm talking about the part that's catching my attention, the part that's catching me, the part of the song that's hooking, its fangs into me. It's not gonna work for everybody, okay? But the melodics and the melodic work, the melodic lines in the chorus itself really are what did it for me more than anything else. I also really liked how the two choruses had two different feels. The choral pattern didn't change, the choral progression didn't change, the melodic lines didn't change, the harmonies didn't change. The only thing that changed was the feel. In the first chorus, if I remember correctly, the first chorus was halftime. The second chorus was straight time. But what was interesting with their straight time is they had the snare hits on 1 and 3 rather than 2 and 4. So you had the snare hit on 3, just like you would have if it was halftime. But you also had the snare hit on 1 as well to give it that straight time feel while giving the illusion of a halftime feel. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really smart. Giving it some variance, but at the same time still having that same impact point of the same downbeat of 3 to give it that anchor and that relatability between the two choruses. I thought that was really cool, actually. All of the instrumental work, the guitar work, the bass playing, the drumming, all of it was super clean. I loved hearing all of that. Everything made sense for the musicianship. I didn't hear anything that stuck out like a sore thumb. So as far as the musicianship quality goes, it was all really nicely done. Vocally, okay. I know one of my biggest gripes about the first reaction I did to Phinehas was it felt unbalanced in the vocal. It was very heavy on the grit and growl, and in my opinion, not enough of the melodic singing to really try to balance it out. This song had a similar vibe, but it felt more balanced because in this song, there were parts where the grit and growl was pure grit and growl. Okay, mostly in the verses. Okay, like the first half of the verse, it was pure grit and growl. When we got into the pre-chorus section, the grit and growl lightened up ever so slightly, and you heard melodic undertones. They weren't glaring. It wasn't like, oh, there they are. You had to look for them. I had to search, I had to dig, but I found them, and I was like, okay. That makes it a little easier on the ears. That makes it a little more balanced between melodics and pure grit and growl. And then we went to the chorus. It was very dominantly melodic singing, which really helped balance things out. I would honestly say probably like around that 60-40 range, but 60% melodic singing as opposed to 40% pure grit and growl. And I'm including the subharmonic, the melodic undertones as part of the melodics. So yeah, absolutely. It was very pleasing to the ear. A big contrast to the first reaction I did to Phinehas. So no, overall, the song was very pleasing to the ear. It flowed well, it moved well. I am curious about that linear fade being shorter than your typical linear fade. Linear fade will usually start and end somewhere between 10 to 12 seconds usually. This only had a 7-second length. It started at about 10 seconds to go, and it was completely finished with only 3 seconds to go. So we had 2 seconds, or technically 3 seconds of complete silence after the fade was finished. I'm really curious why we only went with a 7-second linear fade. That's it felt a little awkward, if I'm being honest. It sounded fine. It didn't take away from the score at all. Trust me, it didn't affect it. But I'm just really kind of curious to know why they made that choice. Why'd they go with that decision? Because I'd like to know, because I'm curious to know if they do other songs like that, and maybe see if other artists might take that cue. I don't know. I have no idea if other artists are going to hear that and go, oh, that's a great idea. Let's start doing that ourselves. Who knows? I have no idea. That's a production question. I would have to talk to the producer and the engineer about that to see why that decision was made. But like I said, though, it didn't affect the score. I'm just curious. So no, I think 7.2 is a very appropriate score for this song. I dug this song. I dug this song more than the first reaction I did to Phinehas. If they have more songs that are going in this direction, I would definitely want to hear more from them. Other than that, that's all there is to it. So yeah, 7.2. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.2, which is a really good scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.